Good morning, friends. Well, it's morning for me. Maybe it's morning for you, maybe not. Anyways, good morning. Welcome to today's video. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today and taking you throughout my morning because I've got several things that I am doing today. So here's what's going on in the kitchen right now. I canned these 4 jars of pickles last night. Got all of these tomatoes, and we'll be going to the garden here in just a bit as well. There's my canner. Real quick before we go to the garden, I'm going to be preparing the cucumbers. I think I've got to cut them up and put them in a soaking thing in the fridge for 3 hours before I can finish the bread and butter pickles. So this is the first bread and butter recipe that I'm going to be doing. And then we'll be going over to the garden, and then when I come back, we will be canning these tomatoes. I think since this is the first time I'm canning tomatoes, I think I'm just going to do tomato sauce this one time. I do have stuff for salsa, but I think my next batch is going to be salsa, and then we're going to finish canning the bread and butter pickles. So lots of things to get done today. Of course, we have the kids that are going to be playing, and I'm going to try to keep the noise level down, but you never know. Alright, so I've got all of my pickles here that I'm going to slice, and then I've got an onion and I've got garlic. So I've got to put all of this in a bowl and then sprinkle pickling salt over it, put a towel over it, put ice on the towel, and put it in the fridge for 3 hours. I only have a couple that are really big. I'm not sure how these ones are going to turn out. So I have these, smaller ones that maybe will be better. But I don't know. This is my first time, so we're going to try it out.
Mommy! Yeah! No, you can't. You're still a teenager. I know.
And somehow some flew off of the cutting board, and it's difficult for me to bend over with her in the carrier. Now the onions and the garlic, and this is just a Vidalia onion. I don't know if my recipe calls for a specific one, but I think I looked it up, and that's usually what's used in bread and butter pickles, so that's what I went with. Not sure if I'm supposed to mix these in, but that seems right. So I'm going to just kind of stir them up a little bit. Now I've got to do the garlic. This is how I like to peel my garlic. They have the knife thing where you can smush it. I don't know. I just kind of crack and twist it, and then it kind of will just come off. Like that, and then I'll cut off the end. Throw it in there. The smaller ones, it is a little bit harder to twist them, so you may have to smush it with a knife. Here it all is. I've got my clean towel, and then this is how much ice I have. Our ice maker doesn't work, and somebody used my ice, so I'm going to have to freeze some more and then add more to it because I definitely think it needs more than that. Yeah. I've got the basket and the snacks and water for the kids, diapers and everything that we need, so we're heading to the garden. Welcome back to the garden. I've been here every day this week, so I'm not sure how many cucumbers and tomatoes we'll find, but I always like to check those first. This is what I picked. I have been picking the tomatoes green and just letting them ripen on my counter because I don't want them to get eaten by bugs or rot. And then this was a wonky cucumber, and I've been picking a couple little ones to eat fresh. The corn is looking so good. The hair, I'm not sure if that's what you call it, or silks, I think maybe, are not ready on some, but they're ready on others. So I've got to get out here and harvest some corn. So really, really excited about that. We have the taller sunflowers that have not, oh my gosh, look at that one, all the way up there. It is so big. I'm gonna get a shot of me next to that thing, and it's just finally opening up. And we have a lot of this smaller variety that is opening here. And there's tons along here. Look how big it is. It is so big. Oh my gosh. It's giant, isn't it? Wow. Here's all the watermelon. So this week I've been working on chomping off grass around everything, so that's why I'm going to be working on some more today. Look at these things growing. Let's check the little curly Q. Still looks good. There's that one. I think there's a giant one over here too. There's a good sized one. Look at this thing. Wow. Looks so good. Dead yet, so not ready. I don't know how big these things are gonna get. They got a baby variety, but they look big. I have all of this grass, and it looks so much better over here. I can actually walk through. It is so much better, and the vines can get a lot more sunlight. I did cut off right here, so I pruned that so it can focus on growing that watermelon, and I've got to go through and do that to all of the other vines as well. One did come off when I was picking up the vine, so I know it's not ready, but we're going to cut it open. And I did all that and kind of made a pathway here and put down some cardboard to help with the grass growing back. And then the cardboard over here is working really, really well. Now we're going to head back to the house. I think I had a bug bite right here. I've got bug bites everywhere. We're back from the garden. Do I still have garden face? I don't know. I definitely had it while we were in the car when I filmed that. But I've got the brine done and the jars are sanitizing right now. So I'm only going to be able to finish the bread and butter pickles before lunch, and we have to go somewhere. So the tomatoes are going to have to be later in the day. But let's get these finished before lunchtime. It's the next day. I know, yesterday afternoon and evening got kind of busy, so that's life, and I decided to wait to do the tomatoes till today. And I know the video was supposed to be just yesterday morning, but I wanted to finish it up and show y'all canning the tomatoes as well. So I'm gonna check the seals on my pickles that I did yesterday and then 2 nights ago, and then get started on the tomatoes. So all of these were from yesterday morning. They all feel good. So I'm going to take these off to store them, and then I'm going to label them with the name of it. So these are bread and butter pickles, and then the date. And I'm trying so far I've done 2 dill, oh, I got to check these. Those are all good. So far, I've done 2 dill pickle recipes, and this is the first one because I still had some ingredients to use up on that. So I'm going to label these dill pickle number 1 with the date, and then take them downstairs. Alright, so I'm going to start off by washing them. Pretty much all of these do have a few bad spots that I'm going to have to remove. I was debating on whether to remove them first or before or after I blanch them, but I'm going to just do them after because that's when you remove the skins. I don't know, hopefully that's okay and everything will be fine. So I'm just gonna wash them right now, then take the stems off and then blanch them, and I'll put the recipe that I'm using in the description box. Basically, you just wash them, remove the stems, boil them for like 60 seconds or something, put them in ice water to stop the cooking process, and then you do those in small batches, and then once you're done, then you take the skins off of them. They are supposed to come off really easily, and then you put them in quarters, and then you cook them in a saucepan for just a bit, and then you puree them in the blender, and then in your jars you put, I'm going to use lemon juice instead of I think citric acid, so lemon juice in your jars and then pour the stuff in. It's pretty simple. We'll see how long it takes me because this is my first time. I always take a long time in the first few times of trying things, and then I get better and better and quicker as I do them more often. So that's pretty much the process. I'll show you a few things along the way. Okay, while the cans are finishing up, decided to cut the watermelon open. I know we're not going to be able to eat this, but I thought it would be fun just to see what it looks like and show the kids. Oh, look, see, it's starting to get pink inside, so when they're actually ready, then they'll be all the way pink like a real watermelon, because it is a real watermelon, but we grew it. Is that cool? Yeah. It is very cool.
Mommy,
Yes.
me.
Hungry? Okay. I'm already hearing a couple of them pop, which this is the first time that I've heard them pop. The pickles, I put them out and I leave them, and I think they pop while I'm just doing other things. But I've actually already heard a couple of them pop, which is exciting, although I'm not 100% sure I did it right. Oh gosh, the tomato sauce was a lot of work. There's one. The tomato sauce was a lot of work, and I don't even know if I did it right. I think maybe I didn't cook it down enough before I put it in the cans, so I don't know. We'll see when I open them up to use the tomato sauce. But that is today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day.